One day, I got bored, so I started scrolling through Cube Nation's website with the intention to just look and not buy anything. Totally. But suddenly I came across this. The one and only GAN 12 Maglev with UV coating. But I wasn't sure if I should get it or not, especially with that price tag. So I hopped on YouTube and watched some reviews, which by the way were very helpful, and after watching a couple dozen videos, I decided to get the cube. But was it actually any good? Let's find out. It's finally here. This is a really nice box. We have some accessories and some very useless pamphlets. The first thing that caught my glance was obviously the beautiful UV coating. This was my first ever UV coated cube. Do some first turns. Honestly, out of the box, I did not like this cube that much. I mean, the turning feel was amazing. It was insanely fast, buttery smooth, and frictionless, but the performance was really bad. It was locking up way too much. Out of the box, this cube definitely had the worst lockups amongst all the other good 3x3s I'd unboxed so far. The cube was really flimsy and flexed way too much, and not to mention how difficult it was to speed solve on because of the overly fastness and how flexible it was, and overshooting was a huge issue too. So I think we can all tell that out of the box, this wasn't really the best cube. But who knows, maybe after lubing and tensioning, it can become a lot better. So I'll see you guys in the review part of the video. Okay guys, so this is the review part of the video. I've been testing it for like the last month or something, and the reason it's taking so long is that this cube is so hard to set up. I still haven't found the perfect setting, but I have found a setting which I like quite a bit, so here's how I set up this cube. Alright, so here are my ideal settings for the cube. So for center travel, also known as the screw tension, I use setting 5, which is the second loosest setting, because there are 6 settings, 1 is the tightest and 6 is the loosest. And now for the Maglev compression, I have mine on the 3rd click. So there are 6 settings available for Maglev compression as well. So the higher the number of clicks from the bottom, the stronger the Maglev compression will be. So once you hear a snap, you know you've reached the bottom, which is also the loosest setting. And for lube, I added 2 drops of Moyu V1 lube to make the cube smoother because it was really tactile and hollow, which I wasn't a really big fan of. And since the cube was already really fast, I added some GAN lube as well to make it more controllable. Now my current thoughts regarding this cube. Okay, I just want to get one thing out of the way, and that is that I am not the biggest fan of this cube. It just doesn't suit me, you know? Like, I can't turn well on it, I can't look ahead well on it, and just something about it makes me perform really bad on it. Now, a lot of you might say that this is because I can't set it up well, but let me tell you, I don't think I've ever spent this long just trying to find a good setting for a cube and still not being able to find one that fits me too well. Like, I've literally tried every combination of Maglev compression and center travel, and a lot of combinations of different loops as well. The setup I have on this cube isn't bad at all, but it just doesn't suit my turning style well, you know what I mean? I think this might be because I am not a huge fan of how GAN cubes feel in general, because some insanely fast cubers, including Timon, still uses this cube. Obviously no 3x3 is perfect, but when you're paying so much for a cube, you would expect it to be really good, which in my case, unfortunately with this cube, is not. The GAN 12 Maglev is just really fast but also locky at the same time, and even with such loose tensions, it locks up like crazy. I was pretty much forced to settle on these loose tensions because if I were to set it on something tighter, the cube could barely corner cut and it became really hard to turn fast on. The GAN 12 is also really unreliable, almost as if I cannot trust it at all while turning. I have to make sure my turning is 100% accurate, or else the cube will do something funny which I'm most probably not gonna like. If you loosen the cube, it's way too flimsy, but if you make it tight, it's the stiffest thing ever. And not to mention, the cube is always locky despite whatever your tensions are. As you guys can see in the video, I was getting quite bad times on this cube and was struggling to get even one good average. Now, would I recommend this cube? I'd say no. It's not like the GAN cube is just any mid-range cube. No, it's expensive and not that great. Again, it could be just me and that I don't know how to properly set this cube up, but when you're paying so much, you would expect it to be really good. Alright, so I hope you guys found this video entertaining to watch. If you did, make sure to leave a like and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.